Cuando quiera, princesa.
I never thought that I would miss my Monday. I never thought I'd miss my Monday. I wake up early, no time for breakfast, go to work. Tuesday, a little workout, a smelly gym with no AC. I guess that's old news now. Locked up, I need a reason to get out of bed. I gotta find a way out of my head to let the days go by and keep myself from feeling like that. I need a reason to get out of bed. I gotta find a way out of my head to keep myself from going down and get back to my endless loop. Wednesday, head to the store, follow the list and don't buy treats. Thursday, I'm in a hurry, nowhere to go and I'm late. Friday, we're almost done, let's celebrate and get some drinks. I guess that won't work now. Locked up, I need a reason to get out of bed. I gotta find a way out of my head to let the days go by and keep myself from feeling locked up. I need a reason to get out of bed. I gotta find a way out of my head and keep myself from going down. Get back to my endless loop. The world is changing for everyone, but I'm only human. It's 8 p.m. Time to scream. Locked up, I need a reason to get out of bed. I gotta find a way out of my head to let the days go by and keep myself from feeling locked up. I need a reason to get out of bed. I gotta find a way out of my head and keep myself from going down and get back to my endless loop.
Hey there, how you doing? This is Ben Lechuga, and we're here today to check out the Howard Benson vocal plugin. It's by Joey Sturgistones, and what I like the most about this plugin is that within one plugin you've got the full chain of effects you would need to make your vocals sound amazing, you know? So as you can see here, you've got, it looks like a 500 series rack, and you've got the vocals. This is a preamp and a compressor. You've got the EQ here, multiplier, width, it's like a stereo enhancer, echo is a delay. You've got space, that's a reverb, and output is probably a limiter or something to push the vocals, you know, right to the top to squish them. And we're gonna go effect by effect, checking out the difference that we can make. You already heard in the song that you can go through very different and crazy sounds with just this plugin, and I did some automation. I also did some tweaking on the spot right there with the read and write functions from Cubase. And we're gonna go and listen to the vocals by themselves, and let's see how this works. Okay, so we're gonna start with this part, this intro bit that I used this lo-fi effect, and it sounds like this.
Loop, 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 loop. I never thought I missed my loop, 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 loop.
So you get that, like we do that a lot. The lo-fi vibe you always want and you always get to, but here it's just so easy. It's just pressing one button and you're there.
I never thought I missed my Monday. I wake up.
Before I just had to open a filter and filter out the high end, the low end, add some distortion. It's 3, 4, 5 different steps to get this. And here you have it with only one button. Very, very handy. Let's start looking at this, the vocals part. You have an input.
Wake up early, no time for breakfast, go to work. Tuesday, a little workout, a smelly gym with no AC.
You can actually go very high in the input and it still sounds nice. We have this tube warmth button as well.
AC. I guess that's old news now.
Very nice for rock vocals. You can get that kind of analog distortion now out of this preamp with that tube warmth button. And then here you have the gain reduction for the compressor.
Locked up, I need a reason to get out of bed. I gotta find a way out my head to let the days go by and keep myself from.
See, you can go very, very hard on the compressor and it doesn't distort in an ugly way. I love it how when sometimes you just push the compressor and although you have some distortion, it's something in the whole mix gives some attitude to the track, you know? Like, for example, here.
From feeling like that, reason to get out of bed. I gotta find a way out my head to keep myself from going down and get back to my endless loop.
You even have that grit knob and it gives more distortion, more attitude, and you see I went all the way up with every knob I had and it sounded great. So very easy to use and very versatile as well. It can be clean vocals or it can get to heavier distorted sounds. Very, very cool. Let's go ahead and check out the EQ. So once again, we're gonna mute the vocals. We're gonna solo the vocals, sorry.
Follow the list and don't buy treats. Thursday, I'm in a hurry. Nowhere to go and I'm late.
When I ever try a new plugin, I like going for the extremes, you know? Full gain and infinite zero gain, or however you call it. So you can really know where this plugin can lead you. And every one of the positions of the knobs here I can find a use for them, you know? It's not like they're there and you're never gonna use them. Okay, so here it's how much of gain you add and to what frequency. I've got the around 8K here. Then you have a mids frequency. I have it around 2800.
Friday, we're almost done. Let's celebrate and get some drinks.
Very cool. And low frequencies, I barely touched that one. You can go from 30 up to 450. You can use it before the compressor. You can have a high pass filter and of course the amazing lo-fi button we were talking about earlier.
I guess that won't work now.
I just love it. I'm gonna use that so much. Well, here we have a multiplier, and let's see what it does. It gives an offset to the vocals, and how much is very simple, only 2 knobs.
Ow, locked up, I need a reason to get out of bed.
Okay, that sounds like 2 different persons singing and not very in sync, but I'm sure you can get some nice uses. For example, in this part of the song, I used the multiplier and it sounded pretty great. It's more like an ambient part.
The world is changing.
For that kind of stuff, it works great. Very, very cool. The width option here is like a stereo enhancer, and it gives some kind of a stereo image to the sound. And you can listen to this right now.
Hey, I'm in a hurry, nowhere to go and I'm late. Friday, we're almost done. Let's celebrate and get some drinks. I guess that won't work now.
Very cool, very cool. So this song has only 1 vocal track, and probably I would use the width controls for backing vocals to spread them to the sides while the main vocal stays in the middle. That would be very, very cool. Next knob is the echo. It's basically a delay. I love delay. I'm not too much of a reverb guy, but of course both of them have their pros and cons. But let's check out this delay, because it's very simple. I've got it synced to the song's tempo, it's 150, and I've got it to quarter notes.
We're almost done. Let's celebrate and get some drinks.
I'm just turning off the width.
I guess that won't work now. Locked up, I need to get out of bed. I gotta find a way out my head to let the days go by and keep.
It has mono and stereo modes, and I like this one. I like the lo-fi. Once again, sorry for repeating myself, but it's very cool to have a delay with the lo-fi repetition, because that way it doesn't bother the main vocal. I love doing that. I always filter a lot the delays, because if not, it just sounds of a repetition of the same thing, and it can be pretty annoying, and it can distract you from the original vocal. So you just want to add some space with the delay. You don't want...
Myself from feeling locked up. I need a reason to get out of bed.
See? It repeats and it gets confusing. But when you put the lo-fi button, then the repetition is different. It has less high end, and that way you've got you can add more delay without bothering the main vocal, and I think that's just brilliant.
I gotta find a way with my head and keep myself from going down. Get back to my endless loop.
Very cool. Very cool. Now we're getting into the reverbs.
Late Friday, we're almost done. Let's celebrate and get some drinks. I guess that won't work now.
Okay, it can go from a huge space to a little subtle reverb, and I like that. I probably used a little reverb on this track. I don't remember right now, but probably just a little and more delay.
Locked up, I need a reason to get out of bed. I gotta find a way out my head to let the days go by and keep my...
By the way, we're going to try now to bypass all of the Howard Benson vocals chain and see how the raw vocals sounded like.
Myself from feeling locked up. I need a reason.
They sound good. They sound really good. Well, Alice is an amazing singer, but once you put the plug in, when you set it on, it just grows and it has life. It has all the delays and the compressor and the EQ give a very beautiful life to the vocal track.
Reason to get out of bed. I gotta find a way out my head and keep myself from going down. Get back to my endless loop.
Very, very cool. And now we just need to check out the output. And this is basically a limiter. But the cool thing is that you can limit the vocals before the effects, I mean before the echo and the space. And it just works very, very good. Actually, that sounds great. I love it because if you do it after the effects,
the world is changing for everyone, but I'm only.
That's too much, you know, too much, because you're going up as well with the effects. You don't want to do that.
Only human. It's 8 p.m. Time to scream.
Very cool. Very cool. What do you think? I mean, usually to do something like this, it would take me hours because you need to put a preamp, a compressor, an EQ, maybe a stereo image enhancer, chorus, delay, reverb, a limiter. I'm saying 8 different plugins that you'll need to load on your DAW. And first of all, your computer is going to suffer. Second, it's gonna take you so much longer. I mean, this plugin is really, really fun, really easy to use, and it gives great results. And at the end, that's what we're looking for, right? So it was really, really cool to check out this plugin for you guys. I hope you could take something of this, try it yourself. It's very, very cool, and your vocals definitely will stand out in the mix just the way you want it. I hope you're staying safe and healthy and stay at home as much as you can. Bye.